How's it going, Poke fans? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. Jerry with you. In today's video, I'm going to show you my winning deck from today's local league. I played Tapu Bulu GX featuring Vikavolt, and I actually managed to get first place. At the end, I had 7 victories, 1 defeat. So I think how that's very good. Lost one game to Lapras GX. I mean, it actually happened. I lost to a deck who actually had weakness against me. How? Well, it's a long story. I mean, I simply couldn't find supporter for draw, and unfortunately, he managed to set up 2 Laprases, and they just managed to one-hit knock with Kukui my Tapu Bulu, and I was just unable to set up my Tapu Bulu to be able to go for the one-hit knock against them. The biggest problem for me was, I mean, I even managed to end him down and set up my Vikavolt with 1 Tapu Bulu, but after that end, I simply couldn't find energy to attach from my hand. I mean, I get lighting energy, but that was not enough for that Tapu Bulu attack because he actually requires 2 energies, and that's the reason why I end up losing that game. But overall, won against West Queen, for example, won against Eviltal, won against Lapras, also won against Garbodor featuring Espion. So overall, I mean, I managed to clear all of my opponents without too many troubles. Alright, so let me just show you my deck list that I used to play. So first of all, of course, I played as main attacker 3 copies of Tapu Bulu GX, and that's just all you really need. I mean, Horde attack, Naturalist Judgment, and Tapu Wellness GX, 3 very powerful attacks. I mean, against West Queen Zoroark, I won't say it's an easy game, but you just need to limit your bench space versus Zoroarks, and you just need to count how many of your Pokemons your opponent have in discard pile, and then simply you can just strike with Naturalist Judgment for the one-hit knocker. Then next turn, if he can't one-hit knocker your Tapu Bulu, you can just go with the Tapu Wilderness GX, heal all damage counters, and then he can just go for a one-hit knocker maybe against your Tapu Bulu, but later you can just use Oricorio and simply just spread damage around around the board, and he's not going to be able to do anything. I also run 1 copy of Tapu Koko GX because I was expecting to face some of the Eviltal decks, and of course with the Tapu Thunder GX and Sky High Close. I mean, with the Sky High Close, you can just one-hit knock up those Eviltals without too many problems, 260, and without anything extra like Choice Band or anything for the extra damage. But with the Tapu Thunder GX, you can also just strike for like 50 plus 50 times 50 for each energy attached to all of your opponent Pokemon in play. So let's say he have like, I don't know, 5 energies, that's like 250, and that's easy job. Of course, I also ran 2 copies of Tapu Lele GX, mainly because I'm not running Shaman for the Java support, and Tapu Lele is just pretty badass card. I mean, turn 1 for the Bridget, turn 2 for the Skyla, and you're ready to go. I mean, that's just all you really need. 1 copy of Oricorio with that Supernatural Dance. It's just way too good card. I mean, it definitely destroys that West Queen deck twice. I mean, I completely destroy him with this card because I think I actually managed to pull 3 prize cards in a single turn. I mean, I managed to knock out his Shaman, and I think I also managed to knock out Zorua for the week 3. So that was just insanely good. Also, in addition to that, 3 copies of Grabbin, of course. You really need to have them. So 3 Grabbins, and 1 copy of that Sherry Bug. And of course, 3 copies of the Vikavolt for that strong charge. I mean, once in your turn, before you attack, you might search your deck for a grass and lightning energy and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. So I kind of like this Vikavolt. I mean, it's just pretty badass. I feel how this is going to be very good card, and how this deck has a lot of potential in the future. But probably we're going to lose a Skyla. And when we lose Skyla, it's not going to be that easy to find rare candy, but still, trust me, my friends, even without Skyla, I feel how this is going to be a very good deck in the future, mainly because, I mean, you can accelerate energies like that, I mean, very quick. Plus you can also use 2 of them and attach 4 energies in 1 turn. But if they decide to remove Skyla from play, I think how Mellow is going to be played a lot. I mean, search your deck for any 2 cards and put them on top of your deck. That's the Tapu Bulu GX, that's the rare candy in Vikavolt. And there we go, no N. It's even much better. I mean, you can grab both cards, a Vikavolt, and you can grab something like a rare candy. Of course, you're still going to need something to draft those cards, but for example, with Sycamore, probably we're going to keep Sycamore. I think we're going to keep Sycamore, but at least we're going to have either way Sycamore or Lily, so we're going to be able to draft them. But probably they're gonna print something that will force both players to shuffle their hand into their deck and draw some extra cards, or actually just draw some cards. Something will just happen. I'm 100% positive. Then I also run 3 copies of Field Blower. I mean, Field Blower, very important card. You can just get rid of your opponent fighting Fury Belt, so you can strike for like 180 to 110 if it's necessary. It's definitely a good card if somebody plays Mega Evolutions. Just scrap tools with a Field Blower, but the most importantly, it's three Field Blowers because of those annoying Zorax with the stand-in retreat with the Floatstone, and the second thing, of course, for the Garbodor with the Garbotoxin, and that's the reason why I'm running 3 of them. 3 copies of V-Seeker. Why now 4 V-Seekers? Trust me, 2 Tapu Bulos, that's just more than enough. I mean, it is, definitely it is, because as many item cards as you have in your discard pile, Trash Avalanche will does 20 damage for each of those item cards, so you definitely want to avoid as many item cards as you can. So you just want to play necessary item cards. I mean, 3 V-Seekers, pretty much sweet spot as long as we have Tapu Bulos around. 4 copies of Ultra Ball, of course, no doubt about it. Go ahead, play 4 copies of Ultra Ball if you're looking forward to build something like that. I mean, I really like it. I managed to find 4 Ultra Balls and 1 Heavy Ball as a sweet spot. Probably some other players run like 4 Ultra Balls, 2 Heavy Balls. That's also pretty cool because with the Heavy Ball you can search your deck for Tapu Koko, Tapu Bulu GX, Vikavolt. You have pretty much a tons of different options, plus you don't need to discard anything. But I managed to find just 4 Ultra Balls and 1 Heavy Ball as a sweet spot. 3 copies of Rare Candy. I think I should actually do something like this. Alright, so it can be much easier for somebody who wants to just write all of these cards. 3 copies of the Rare Candy. Also, sweet spot. I don't like to play 4 of them because 90% of the games that I played, I managed to find myself in a position to hit Rare Candy turn 2. And that's just sweet. And after I do that, nobody actually didn't even try to knock out my Vikavolt. I mean, it's 150 HP beast. It's not that easy to be knocked out. So they just focusing, knocking out my Pokemons with energy cards, and yeah, I mean, it is how it is. 3 copies of Choice Band. I decided to go with 3 copies of Choice Band. A lot of times I'm just running, you know, like 2 Choice Bands, 2 Flowstones, but this time I actually decided to go with 3 Choice Bands, mainly because, you know, I was looking forward somehow to do more damage counters just with the Choice Band and with that Natural's Judgment for like 210, because I was expecting to face maybe even Mega Guardi deck, Mega Mewtwo deck. Those Megas actually have 210 HP, and it's very important to have always Choice Band available for the one-hit knockout against them. I was also thinking about running 2 Choice Bands and 1 Kukui, so I can maybe possibly, technically, even strike for like 170 without discarding some energies with the Natural Judgment, or maybe even to go for like 180 with my Sky High Claw. But then I just decided to go with 3 copies of Choice Bands, and I told myself, well, that's gonna be much, much better. 2 copies of Floatstones, and probably this is the first time I'm gonna say that I actually regret that I didn't have a 3rd Flowstone. Trust me. The reason why I also lost the game to the Lapras was the reason that I actually started with my Grubbin, and I was unable, trust me mate, I was unable to find a Flowstone or Olympia to switch my Grubbin. I mean, I even managed to evolve 2 Grubbins into 2 Vikavolts and power up my Pokemons on the bench, but my opponent was just able to Lysandre them in one-hit knockout because I was not able to go with the Flowstone or with the where it is, or with the Olympia for the retreat. So that's the probably only card that I actually regret that I didn't have 3 copies of them. I also decided to 2 copies of Ether Paradise Conversation Area. Why? Simply because it's pretty good card. I mean, in a mirror match, probably you're gonna think about playing it. But against any other decks, this card can actually help you a lot. I mean, your grass and lighting Pokemon, basic Pokemons, will take 30 damage less from your opponent Pokemon attacks. And a lot of times I actually find myself in a good position with this card because, for example, Lapras was not able, for example, to go for like 180 because of the stadium, so he can strike for like 150, and he was not able even to one-hit knock on my Tapu Bulu. But on the other side, even when they try to maybe paralyze me, that damage was maybe for like a 70, and with Olympia I was always able to switch and have only 40 HP. For example, 40 damage counters. That card was also very good. I mean, against a lot of energies with Yveltal, always 2 extra energies you're gonna need as long as you have this card in play. Plus, you can also win in Stadium War, which is very important. Then I also run 1 copy of Heavy Ball, as I mentioned it, and 1 copy of Super Road, and that was pretty much it from the item cards. I mean, I'm running like 4, 10, 16, 18, 20 item cards. Might sound like a crazy, but you definitely need as many item cards as you can in a build like this. And of course, I end up running 4 copies of Professor Sycamore's, discard Hand of 7 card. Also end up by playing 3 copies of N and 2 copies of the Lysander from the supporter cards. Also, I decided to go with 1 copy of Brock's Grid, 1 copy of Bridget, and 1 copy of Olympia, as well as 1 copy of the Skyla. So that was my tech supporter cards. Brock's Grid actually helped me a lot against Espeon and against Garbodor deck, because I actually had 2 Vikavolts and I had 2 Tapu Bulus. And there was the Espeon with the Float Stone in the front, who actually somehow managed to knock out my Bulu, and I was like, whoa, no, that's probably gonna be a loss, because I had like 8 energies in my discard pile. I mean, I could definitely use my Wikavolts to power up like 2 energies, but I didn't have energy in my hand, and I didn't even have a V-Seeker or supporter card to draw something. And I knew that I don't have another Lightning Energy in my deck, and I top deck Brock's Grid, and I just recycle energies, boom, strike with my Tapu Bulu for 210, and that was pretty much it after that. And speaking about energies, I decided to go with 8 Grass energies, and I also ran it 3 Lightning energies. And that's pretty much it. That's my deck list that I actually used to play. And I must say that it's a very successful deck list. Where should I put those Lightning energies? Let's just put them here. So yeah, that's the deck that I actually used to play today, and had a lot of success with it. And I'm definitely looking forward for comments about this build. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up or thumbs down, of course, if you didn't like it. Let me know also what you think about it. I think it's very, very good card, very good deck, and it's also gonna be good in the future. So yeah, make sure to try it at least in the TCGO. I will also put the deck list in the video description, so you can try it. Once again, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you want. Hit a like if you want. It's gonna mean me a lot. So till the next time, have a nice day and goodbye.